Welcome to Technically Speaking. My name is Stephanie Turgeon, and this is Capital Area Technical Center in Augusta, Maine, our video podcast that we do bi-weekly. Today I'm joined by a special guest, Mr. Mike Fraser. He is our computer technology instructor. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing how this shows up on our YouTube channel.
Oh, good, good. That means I'll have one new subscriber, maybe?
Yes, one more subscriber.
So, Mr. Fraser, you've been teaching here. This is your 4th year as a computer tech instructor. What brought you here to the Technical Center to instruct in computer tech?
It was an adventure. I graduated from Coney High School, 2009. And when I was a student, actually, I was told, you got to go to college and make money, and that's what you got to do to succeed. And I went to Maine Maritime Academy, and I enjoyed that, but I did not enjoy being out to sea half the year. So I came back home, and I started working IT for the city of Augusta, which led to this position. And when this position opened up, they said that they had to have an instructor, or they were going to close the program. And I could not let this thing that I've kind of grown attached to just not be available to the next generation. I thought it was an important skill that needed to be around.
Definitely. I think that you're right with the important skill. I just read an article today that the hottest jobs, 50 hottest jobs in 2021, and I think the first 10 were all computer related. So very...
Yeah, tech demand is, with COVID-19, is everybody is busy. You can't not find a job in the tech world right now.
Well, you know what's interesting? The other thing that I saw on these jobs was the job satisfaction, that a lot of people that work in these jobs have high job satisfaction. They enjoy them. Well,
yes, you can compare the tech space very similarly to the real world, except it's cyberspace. There's a lot of similar types of things. Like if you like to build things, there is jobs that are designed around designing and building things, whether it's virtually or designing something to be built in the real world. Everything has some sort of tech tied to it now.
Yeah, that is a really neat comparison. So let me ask you this. So because there are so many jobs and so many things tied to the tech world, what's your program all about? What do students learn in your program?
In my program, students can look to learn, especially their first year, the problem-solving skills that they need to work in every industry. Every industry nowadays has a computer or some sort of technical device. You'll be able to use it comfortably and not worry about pushing the wrong button or breaking something or fixing it yourself. Having this kind of skill makes you valuable in any industry. You can look to learn to repair computers, troubleshoot common problems, dealing with Windows, which is a go-to operating system for most businesses. Your second year as a student of mine, we get into some more advanced topics. We do networking, where students start to really feel out the tech-specific field. Students can expect to learn how to network a house, how to network a business, how to make cables, and then we get into Linux, which is a very complicated operating system or simple operating system, depending on how you look at it and how you're brought up. Command line is not always easy for everybody to learn. Most people are used to working with graphical user interfaces. You click something and it happens. When you work with command line, you just click something. You have to navigate to the folder, and then you gotta open up the folder and open up the file, and then use the file, and then say what to do with the file, all via commands. So it gets a little bit more complicated, but that kind of lets kids really feel out the information technology world versus just the basics, which are good for everybody.
Unbelievable. I can't believe how much your students learn in the 2 years, even the 1 year, and then the 2 years that they're in the program.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I think we all want one of your students, you know, like people like me want one of your students with us all the time to navigate through all this technology.
I thought about doing a renter program so that staff could rent a student for the day to come help out with their tech problems that they're going to have.
Speaking of that, so the beauty of this school is we have experts that teach in all kinds of areas, and of course your expertise is in the technology field. So we all know to come to you when we are having problems with technology. Do you have some advice you could tell people listening that if they are running into problems with technology, what they should do?
All right. Maybe I have three things here. We have turn it off, turn it back on. That's my most things I do, or unplug it and plug it back in. Just reset your state. Don't be afraid to push buttons. I meet a lot of people that are afraid to try something because they're afraid they're going to break it. And then lastly, Google. Google is my best friend. I have no way of memorizing every technical problem out there, so I lean on Google heavily, and I ask Google a lot of questions for a single problem.
Well, here I thought that you knew everything, but you're giving away your trade secrets.
Yep, Google's my best friend.
Excellent. Thank you for that bit of information. Hopefully someone finds that helpful. So let's go on the flip side. You gave us some advice. How about people that have given you advice about teaching? What's your best advice you've ever received about teaching?
Best advice I'd ever received was to do it your own way. My first few years, I really felt lack of confidence in my teaching style because my teaching style is very much different than what students are used to. I don't do death by PowerPoint. I hate having one-way conversations. I don't like broadcasting at people. I like to communicate. So in class, I don't do that, and I felt like students were missing out because I wasn't a normal teacher. And I forget who said it to me, but someone said just teach your own way, and if the results are showing that kids are enjoying your class and they're doing well, then you're doing it right.
I think we can all relate to someone that's read to us a PowerPoint on screen. So I think we'd all like to be in your class, it sounds like, having some two-way conversation.
Yes.
And do you have some memorable moment that's happened over your 4 years, or something that you consider a success that you could tell us about?
I haven't been teaching long. I've had some success. I mean, every student, I think, is a success in my class because my class isn't easy. It is tough. Kids that pass this course should take pride in passing this course because I have high standards and high expectations. And it's so easy to fail in my course. But as long as you're showing up every day and you're doing the work, you're going to be great. But I will say, my first year, when I took over the position, there was some overlap with the previous instructor. The old instructor was showing me his way of teaching and walking me through the steps. And one day he just kind of took me aside and he said, "Don't worry about that student over there. He's allowed to have his head down. He's getting all the information. He's a smart kid." And I said, "Okay." And I tried teaching like the instructor, my predecessor, did, and it wasn't working for me, so I almost instantly made changes in this course as soon as he was gone. And that student's head was never down again in my class. For the next 2 years, he came back a second year. He was always bright and alert and one of my go-to personalities. He managed to get 4 certifications in his 2 years. He went to states twice for competitions at Skills USA. He went to nationals for computer programming. He was very proud of that. He was a really good student, and that really helped, give me a little bit of confidence that I was doing something right. Is that one student's my teaching methods were working for.
Wow, it sounds like you really made a difference in that student, for sure. It's not many of our teachers that have sent students onto the National Skills USA competition, so that's quite an accomplishment in your early years of teaching. Congratulations on that. And I know you've had other successes too, with your students. This program is very popular. It usually fills right up, with 15 students in the morning and 15 in the afternoon. So if students are interested, they want to talk to their guidance counselors as soon as possible to secure a slot in the classes. And it is February 2021, and students are working at their schools right now, signing up for classes for next year. So hopefully some information that you learned from Mr. Fraser might be helpful in making a decision if this would be a good class for you or not.
They're doing sign-ups now?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. And Mr. Fraser, I know that you remain quite active. You're working on a master's degree in cybersecurity.
Yes.
That's probably, wow, that we could probably talk another show on that.
I mean, I took it on for the students. I want to be able to offer more college credits in this class because there's nothing that the kids are learning here that's a whole lot of difference from the college. So
That is amazing.
it gives them the opportunity to get more credits.
And you do have some college agreements
Yeah.
in here now
A few
that
of them, yeah.
students are able to earn college credits while in this class.
Yes, Central Maine Community College for first-year students, and I'm working with University of Maine, Augusta with my second-year students, and a couple of my first-year students for
Wow,
dual enrollment.
that's great. They graduate with college credits in their pocket, ready to go and earn more.
Yes.
Excellent. And then the other thing I know you do is you have some part-time jobs that keep you active in the computer.
So everybody's got a tech guy. I happen to be a lot of people's tech guy. Just recently, my wife brought me into her work to do a job for her boss, and now her boss wants to hire me part-time or hire me out for jobs. At the school, I'm working as tech support. I have a second job as an IT manager. I stay very busy.
Do you sleep at all?
No. Sleep is overrated.
Well, we're certainly glad that you can bring all those experiences to your students, and I know they appreciate it as well. We're very lucky. I feel like we're very lucky to have you here on staff, and so thank you very much for all that you do each and every day for the students here.
You're welcome.
And thank you very much for joining us on this edition of Technically Speaking. I hope if you like this episode, you'll subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss